folks, at long last we have returned. My apologies for the extremely long delay. There were a lot of technical issues. And, well, with that being said, we're finally into the draft here for Nvmi versus M5. Of course, this is a round-robin group stage. 6 teams will be playing. The other teams are Virtus Pro, Empire, Na'Vi, and Hellraisers, who we just saw play in the previous match against M5. Went for the aggressive tri-lane Night Stalker, and it did not work out. So, well, with that being said, draft's underway. Running through the picks quickly, it's another first pick Scarith Mage. This is the 3rd in a row. Very, very popular hero right now in the CIS scene. We do see the Drakiro being banned out, something that I guess you would say was pioneered a bit by EG. Oops, need to log out real quick. At WC, the hero had been picked occasionally before, but yeah, we've seen a lot more play as of late. And, well, he is a very, very strong laning hero. Obviously, we've seen the power of Liquid Fire to take Roshan, to take towers down quickly, to zone enemy supports out of the lane. Not to mention Jakiro's tanky. Hero brings a lot to the table, and I think is certainly worthy of consideration for the first stage of bans. I'm still not convinced he's like an every game ban. Doesn't really roam that effectively. And if you're not able to play a Deathball style, or for any reason can't win that way, then he's going to not bring as much to the table. But yeah, with that being said, Faceless Void Razor, the choice from M5, so they get great team fight here. Probably would have rather had the Death Prophet Faceless Void. Seems like that's generally what teams prefer, but they'll certainly be happy with this duo. And then Nvmi, not to be deterred, go right back into the Brewmaster. So they do pick a solo mid that tends to struggle against Razor, but end of the day, you're a Brew. You can still clap for CS. You can still get some CS with your passive guaranteed crit, and should be still fairly useful. And, Crackle. Huh, that's I didn't change anything, guys, so not sure what was causing that, but hopefully it's fixed now. Yeah, I didn't touch any settings, but, well, I guess it's working, so knock on wood that it stays that way. Yeah, Mirana banned out by Nvmi, so they ban a support that has been very effective today. PGG played a great Mirana in the previous game. And the other thing is obviously combos well with the Void, so pretty standard ban. I do apologize, guys, I'm just checking real quickly with my mods to make sure everything's okay before we get into the game. Alright. Should be good. So, Moscow 5, looking at their 3rd ban here. Looking at Nvmi, they probably want a follow-up support to go with the Scarith. I think this is where you ban like an Earthshaker or a Sand King, perhaps. Someone who provides a little more teamfight lockdown. Epicenter is a good way to counter-initiate on Chrono, especially if the Void accidentally catches his own teammates. And they want someone who has a long-range disable. I really like Earthshaker versus Void as well, because when he chronos, you can just fissure him. At least for like if you're able to take fights in that first 15 to 20 minutes, which is where Skywrath shines, which is where Brewmaster generally shines. So that would be something I had my eyes on right now from M5. But they actually, did they disconnect? Oh, everyone disconnected. Oh no. Do we have a remake? That's not good. Well, this could be a long day, boys. This could be a real long day. I think we might have to redo this draft here. I'm not sure if maybe they're doing it like on paper or something, you know, with a printout of the hero list. Oh boy. We'll see. Yeah, Misery, you are welcome to co-cast if you'd like, my friend, though. I must advise you to be patient if you plan on doing it, because we've had quite a few delays today, to put it mildly. Guys, thank you for joining me and putting up with all this nonsense today. I really do appreciate it. Do want to mention, since this game might be further delayed, that there is other Dota going on right now. Actually on BTS. Over on the Dota Starladder EN channel, I believe we have Starladder SEI scheduled to kick off in about 20 minutes. It's going to be Insidious Idol versus IAP, so Interactive Philippines. Who's actually on that team? Oh, it's Chemo's team. Oh, I love Chemo. Chemo's one of my favorite Pinoy players. Yeah, if we continue to have delays here, then you could definitely check that out. Sina Cup action will resume, although they're still in the qualifiers. That's not too exciting. And in theory, Moscow Cup's supposed to be in an hour. Although, considering these teams are having all these issues on LAN and they're going to be at the LAN, I don't know if that will be the case. So, yeah, still no bans. I'm actually not seeing a new lobby. And it seems like most of the players, some of the players are still in the game. So, yeah, I guess we'll stick it out, guys. We'll see. We'll see if there will be a full remake or. Oh god! And now we've gone full divide. Full divide in the chat. Save me, guys. Save me. But yeah, lots of Dota coming up for Starladder today. I believe there's Starladder Europe later today as well. So let's see. Well, since we got nothing going on, I might as well see what's on the docket for y'all. Let's see. Today is the 11th. Oh, geez, September 11th, huh? Okay, we've got KPG versus Secret Team, X Game versus Cloud9, and MYM versus Alliance. So big name teams there playing some of the lesser known squads, I guess you'd say. It looks like Cloud9 versus Tinker might have gotten rescheduled. And those games should be beginning relatively early today, as the Ogre gets picked up. I think they random that. So yeah, other tournaments to watch if this one is delayed, that's for sure. But I just don't know if this game is happening or not. I think they're going to remake it. At the very least, they're going to like AP remake it, I imagine, even if they're doing it by paper. This is where you need your lanterns, you know, go full old school here. No flashlights, just could get some matches, build a little bonfire, keep yourselves warm, cook some food, marshmallows perhaps, whatever it takes. Yeah, well, no Medusa. Sad days. Sorry to disappoint the Medusa fans out there, but this ain't real. It's all an illusion. Alright, well, I don't think this is happening, guys, so I'm going to go to just a wait screen here. Well, I'll leave the draft up, but yeah, we're going to go to a wait screen. Looks like the Russian stream also crashed, so I'm guessing they're having general internet problems at the venue since the Russian casters are live there. And as soon as we actually have a ball game, we will get into it. So thanks for your patience. Once again, my apologies. We'll be back soon.
I speak for the trees.
You will simply become completely absorbed in sound. And therefore you will find yourself living in an eternal now, in which there is no past, and there is no future. It all becomes one doing, one happening. when we make music, we do it to improve your mind, to improve your character, and brings us into a state of peace where we can understand that the point of life is simply here and now. The journey itself is the point. The playing itself is the point. You will simply become completely absorbed in sound, and therefore you will find yourself living in an eternal now in which there is no past and there is no future. It all becomes one happening.
Alright, guys, we finally have a game. Here we go.
Sideline of ball. Late winner's doing it. They're gonna take. He's gonna bring down Vernon. Alone with a double kill. Dropping fast. Bottom points there. He's still alive. Wait, oh, second slide. He's got one side. He's got a second. He's taking it. They're overtime on three. They're all dead.
Alright, everybody, welcome back to the remake. I think we're finally stable here, and, well, with that being said, the draft is pretty much the same as it was before the break, but we are moving to the second stage of picks now. There was an Ogre Magi random. M5 didn't get to use their bans because the internet at the venue crashed, but yeah, we're back in now. So, second phase of bans, which is where we left off. The Wisp and Gyro get removed by M5, and Tree and Marana ban out by Nvmi. Bane will be picked up. It gives them a good hero to help lock down the Brew and hopefully prevent him from getting off his ultimate. Between the Grip and the Chrono, they have decent lockdown for him. But still not much really to combine with the Bane. No Marana, that's been removed, so... Well, we'll see what M5 have up their sleeve. They did a lot of work with PGG's Marana in the previous match, and honestly, it was probably their most important hero that game. So, yeah, with that being said, Nature's Prophet now snapped up by M5, so... pretty strong mid-game lineup coming out for them. A lot of pick-off potential. My main concern for M5 is just not a ton of synergy with this Chronosphere. Like, you Chrono and then what? Razor maybe Static Legs, could Plasma Field. That's decent, but it's not really an amazing combo unless you get the perfect Chrono. And there's a lot on the Void right now to actually prevent Brew from splitting, hopefully to prevent Centaur from stampeding his teammates away if they don't die during Chronosphere. So we'll see Leshrac ban. That is a good roaming partner for Bane. And what are M5 going to pick up with the Bane? There's Jakiro's been removed, Marana's been removed, Leshrac's been removed. I mean, there's Lina, but nobody picks Lina. They'll go Sven for M5. And looks to be probably a support Sven this game. It did not work out last game, but to be fair, that was in the context of an offensive Charlie Night Stalker Sven on the Dire side. That's like the worst possible laning situation I could ever imagine. And they were up against a Luna tri-lane with Bane Marana. So, yeah. I think this has potential to go better for M5. They do get good chasing potential here with Warcry, and that's obviously nice to have against Centaur. When he stampedes, you can still try and keep up with them through it. And VMI, of course, classic Goblack. He'll go for the Abaddon. No surprises there. Really nice against Bane's Fiend's Grip, against the Sleep as well, and not going to help you too much against Void unless you're able to stay outside the Chrono. But we'll see if he can do it. And looking at MVMI, they'll need a carry here. Question is, what do they want to go for? There's no Lycan. There's an Invoker, which was, I think, randomed in the last game before the remake. But Invoker is kind of that classic Goblack lineup type hero. Just the Mass Necro books, the early push power that we've seen out of him in the past. If they want to go for more of a Scandal hero, I'm not sure if he's going to play the Brew for them. But, I mean, I'm trying to think who's available. There's TA, but that doesn't match up well against Razor, or Void, or Sven. Yeah, not a TA game. There's Morphling. Don't think like he's going to be that great. What else is there? Weaver gets banned. Yeah. I could see Weaver being a choice for MVMI's game. I feel like they're gonna have a hard time winning these lanes with triple melee already, and heroes that can farm reasonably well, and the Brewmaster mainly in his matchup, but a lot of it's on the Skyreth. They'll go for a Slark, so they look for some mid-game snowball potential here. They get a hero that's elusive that could potentially bait out a Chronosphere. At the same time, generally doesn't match up particularly well against Razor. Could be very effective against the Bane, though, with Dark Pact. So, oops, looks like our camera settings need some tweaking here. And, oh, sorry, I just realized I don't have in-game audio on. Sorry to those watching Dota TV. I did switch computers in between games and not have a chance to go through everything here. Okay, so, looks like we should be good to go. And with that being said, let's go ahead and run through our lineups, guys. This is NVMI versus M5. It's only our third match of 8 on the day, so it's going to be a long, long day, assuming they play all the games they're supposed to. On the rating side, you've got M5. They're 1-0. They've played one game out of the total of 5 they'll have for this group stage, and they smoke now. Nexus on the Bane. Tron will be playing the Nature's Prophet. Blow Your Brain the Razor. That puts PGG onto the Sven, and Tratata or Vigas on the Void. So, Vigas Void. I wonder if he's going to go solo mid. On the dire side, we have Nvmi, Illidan. The much maligned Illidan might get caught out here, as they do drop down Observer Ward, but they back off immediately. And the jig's up now. We'll see Lil chilling in the top lane. Scandal will be playing your Brew mid. Of course, DK Phobos on the Centaur Warrunner offlane. Plays a lot of pubs with Dendi, or at least used to. And played in the Staff Cup, like the first or second Staff Cup a while back. As for some reason my monitor just freaked out. I think it's coming back up now. I'm actually casting off. What the hell is going on? As though nothing else could go wrong. My monitor randomly turned off, and now it's turning off again. Okay, come on now. You gotta be kidding me. I'm actually casting off of my preview monitor right now because I can't believe this is actually happening. Is this real life? PGG gets off the stun. They're going to find Lil and the Skywrath Mage to start this off, and now Nexus will sleep him up. This will not really do a ton, but with the double damage run on the Bane, it's enough to secure the kill. Oh, well, we didn't miss first blood, even though Dota's doing its best to make it miss. Oh, not Dota. Who am I kidding? My friggin' monitor. Save me, please. Meanwhile, top lane. Our Slark having some trouble. Hasn't skilled anything up and maybe forced to take a point leap just to get out of that static link. Very, very annoying lane for Razor. Or, sorry, for Slark to lane against Razor, I should say. Mid lane, Void versus Brew. Actually a pretty decent lane for the Void. He won't be able to push out the lane the way the Brew can, but has a ton of last hitting potential, even against the Brewmaster crit. So I think that lane's okay for Void. I'd give Brew a bit of an edge, but I think Void should still do fine. And once he hits 6, if he gets the support rotating and they can find the kill, then you're off lane. Well, Centaur versus Prophet. Not a fun lane for the Prophet. Well, probably be rushing the phase boots. Hasn't gone for the null tally build Tron, so I'm expecting the early phase. But yeah, that's as soon as Centaur gets that 1 point return, has stout shield, it's like, well, good luck harassing him out of the lane. It's just not going to happen. And Nvmi will just patiently sit in their defensive tri-lane, not really getting much accomplished with the Adam pick, but it will help them if M5 try to dive. Obviously, as mentioned, good against the multiple stuns coming their way. Still, Slark not farming very well. 1 CS. It's not what you look for when you run the Abaddon. Normally you want to try and win a lane early on, and that's where the Weaver ban from M5 really is coming into play. Okay, looks like game audio needs a bit of a boost. Okay, tried giving a bit of a boost, guys. Let me know. Mods, let me know if that's okay. Pretty decent matchup mid for the Panda so far. Scandal finds an Invisor and is CSing reasonably well. 10-4 to the 10-4 Vigas. So it's an even trade, but yeah, I'm really wondering if our Nature's Prophet is going to get active. Tron has been hoping for an opening, but it's tough to go in top lane. Slark's elusive. Skywrath Mage is mobile, and Goblak is just going to be sitting back on Abaddon, and generally not the hero you want to be targeting at this stage of the game. So, difficult for this Prophet to find kills, which does leave him trapped in an unfavorable 1v1 matchup. Though he is denying well. Already 6-9 against the Centaur. And that's really what you want to do in this matchup, is not worry about harassing him too much as the Prophet, because it's just going to get you killed, or at least bring you low enough that you have trouble laning, but just focus on your last hits and denies, which he's done a pretty good job of so far. Now Sentry Ward dropped down. M5 thinking that maybe Nvmi have some vision in the woods, but there's actually no ward here for them, so a little bit of waste of time as PGG begins to tank damage. Nexus will come in, think about a sleep, but they don't have too much to follow up. Razor's all the way off in the lane. No Mirana this game, so no great follow-up for the Bane sleep. And it's just going to be when the Void and Panda get 6. That's when I expect we'll see a little more action. Kill potential seems quite low top lane, so either that or maybe DK Phobos can find an opening once he hits 6. That's where the Nature's Prophet will need to be careful. And these support, this Nvmi tri-lane is getting absolutely wrecked. I mean, I mentioned the Slark isn't CSing well, but they're getting their pull experience denied, the Slark can't last hit, Razor has 12 denies in the lane, like everything is going wrong for them. And they're the defensive tri-lane. They're supposed to have a maybe not advantage here. It is the Radiant offlane after all, and they're taking advantage of those pulls, but at least have a shot. So that's why they braided Scandal. I'll rotate towards the top lane. There was a Radiant Radiant Sentry Ward plopped down earlier, but I don't think their creeps had vision of that particular area. Actually, they might have just saw him like right around here. Because they seem to know. They also saw him pick this rune up, so they should have an idea anyway. Oh no, sorry, they didn't see him pick it as it was bottom, but they saw him go mid. They saw him run back towards mid. They probably saw it bottled at one point, and let's play it safe. This does give the Void some free farm mid though. Hits 20 and 10 in CS. And now they're looking for an initiation. They do have the Nature's Prophet teleport available, but Tipo not choosing, or Tron not choosing to use it yet. I think if they get enough damage still in here, they may try for a dive though. They're almost ready. And meanwhile, Void, Vigas's Void is going to Midas mid lane, looks like. Midas Rush. Let's see, maybe Treads. No, he's ferrying out Tango, so it seems, even though it's an uncommon build nowadays, he does want to try and play a bit greedier. And considering how hard they're winning the lanes, I mean, why not? Mid lane, he's actually winning against the Brew, because the Brew's been out of the lane so much, trying to help top lane, and now they go in top. Nature's Prophet TP available. I'm not going to go for that yet, though. And this could be the opening for DK Phobos. He's got his ult. He really could go in right now. No, but he gets sprouted. He was worried about that happening, but next time he sees this Prophet, he'll be out of mana. And that is a tool in the arsenal of Nvmi. Even though they might not have the strongest lane, they do have Stampede, and from afar, Centaur might be able to turn these fights. At least, perhaps, save them from a dive. But for Russian Dota, guys, I gotta say, this game, not delivering. Not yet. I'm expecting blood. There will be blood. I feel confident about that, but just maybe not yet. And at long last, we'll see a rotation off the top lane. PGG and Nexus, they're going to head towards mid. Look for the Scandal kill. They've got Chronosphere to set this one up, but there is still a Dire Observer Ward here. They were checking the rune first, and it will be a double damage rune picked up by the Bane as he rotates around. So the Brew will safely back off, and this will leave the Centaur alone bottom lane. He's sitting at 25 and 9, so he's had the upper hand on the Prophet, but not overwhelmingly so. Goes back for the Tranquil Boots, doesn't rush the Blink Dagger or anything like that. Just wants to be able to stay in this lane and threaten the Prophet as much as possible. But that's going to be the key for Nvmi, getting their double Blink online. Scandal's working towards his, albeit slowly, and so too is DK Phobos. Will PGG go in? He wants his boots. He's going to find his boots. And Nvmi decide this is the time to engage. Nature's Prophet not teleporting yet, but he's actually got it on cooldown, and they know they can get aggressive as a result. PGG finds the Stormbolt on Lil. They still get the first blood. Or the first blood in the tri-lane, I should say. The first blood was actually up here earlier. But yeah, 2 heroes now killed off, and a 3-1 lead, but that'll be turned by the Panda. Rotates in, kills off the Sven, gets the first kill for Nvmi, looks for a second one on Blow Your Brain, and even with the stolen damage, cannot live through this level of aggression. Now Nexus could be next, and the Brew rotation pays huge dividends. It's a triple kill for Scandal. Completely turns the tide in the top lane. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for Nvmi, they get a big bailout from Scandal. Much needed. At the same time, though, the Faceless Void for Figas has a Midas up mid. 730. He's now got his boots picked up, and they really got to do something about the Void. Don't want to leave him to free farm this game, especially not when you look at the matchup. Nvmi running a quad melee lineup. Yeah, Batting can kind of sit back and spam his spells, but realistically, you're likely to get 3 or 4 heroes caught in Chrono later on in this game. And that really will shut down the Brewmaster. They've got Grip to follow that up, so they've got plenty of Disable to prevent the split. They'll need to do something to either directly gank the Void, or more likely, I think, just punish the other lanes. As Vigas will time out back in mid with the regen rune, get some HP back, and the push comes from M5. 4 heroes rotating in top lane. As soon as they take this tower, it's gonna make this Nvmi jungle a little bit unsafe, and they honestly don't have many places to farm at this point. M5 are going to win most of these engagements in the jungle. With the Prophet always available to TPN, and the Brew split on cooldown, they are just biding their time until DK Phobos and Scandal get their blinks. Good news is, Scandal got a triple kill. So his is almost up. 2,000 gold. He's going to rush for it. Not getting the Arcane Boots first, but does have his bottle, does have his Magic Wand, so should be absolutely fine. And M5 look for round 2. They're going to push through a bit more. More crying, PGG. We'll surge forward just a touch. And this is starting to remind me a little bit of... I'm trying to remember if it was... Was it LGDN? Was it Invictus Gaming? I want to say the team that... I forget which team it was, but there was a team that started running Sven a lot. This was back like during the Face Rush Dota days, when I think it was IG, when they'd run like the Night Stalker, Sven Bounty Hunter, just this triple melee chasing lineup that basically gave your whole team max move speed. This was before Sven got buffed. And they would just use Warcry to slowly siege. Maybe it was LGDN. I think it was one of those teams. So they'd like pop Warcry, the creep wave would get a bit tankier. They just use that bonus armor to hit the tower, then they'd back off and they'd wait for Warcry to cool down, they'd do it again. And PGG, somewhat doing that here with the Warcry usage top lane. As Vigas makes his rotation. He's coming towards Godlike, doesn't have his ultimate up yet, but there's also very little damage on Vigas, and that's really the downside to this build is now with the Treads and the Midas, he can start to hit hard, but the solo kill potential of a Void with these items is extremely limited. Had he gone the more traditional route, he'd just about have a Mass Command as Treads right now, and could easily solo kill Godlike with just 1 or 2 bashes. Still, with multiple heroes, they can probably do it. Tron TP's in, just out of range of the Chronosphere. Well, he got some bashes there. Maybe it's an easier solo kill than what I thought, but Scandal will return the favor. Blinks in, he'll drop the clap, and they'll quickly clean up the Prophet. Nothing he could really do there. The Void will TP out, though. Could have instantly split and probably prevented the Void TP. Like, if you do it right away, you can stop it, but if you wait even half a second, then it's going to be too late, and didn't want to risk it. Instead, he'll save the split for this. For Nexus, now self-deny attempted! Oh, not going to happen. Immediately juggled off there. Good thought, though, by Nexus overall. And now it looks like they may rotate Vigas offlane. He can go bottom lane. This is not a lane where the Centaur's likely to get a kill. And they just want to bide time while the Chronosphere is offline. Let him farm as Tron TP's in. A Warcry and they'll chase. The concussive shot thrown out. Godlike not yet level 6. He does have a self-shield. He can try to go for the deny. No, not going to happen. DK Phobos now slept. And then the sleep is removed. Time walking forward. Vigas will isolate DK Phobos here at the Sprout. He's nearly got his blink. He did not buy it. Got the kill on the Sven and immediately died. And another tower goes down. M5 just running Nvmi over. These incredibly weak lanes are just the bane of their existence. No pun intended. Yeah, but now they're up against Double Midas Void Prophet. This is real trouble. And Scandal had a triple kill top. I mean, it's not like he didn't do his job, but when you lose your safe lane that hard, and your safe lane also isn't that amazing late game, and doesn't match up well against the enemy anti-carry in the Void and the Bane, and the Razor, yeah, then you're in big trouble. They need this blink on DK Phobos, and they really needed it like 2 minutes ago. So I think if you're M5 now, you're pretty comfortable. You don't need to force the issue. Just keep the Trance scouting the enemy woods as much as possible. Try to keep eyes on the Centaur. Be ready for the Blink Dagger. And get some good lane wards up. From there, if you give up a kill here or there, that's fine. And you can fight with the Chrono, but when it's down, you really don't need to force the issue. So M5 want to fight now, and Scandal will punish them. Blinking it with the clap. Blow Your Brain will be caught. In the Scarlet Mage ultimate quickly drops to the Mystic Flare as well as the follow-up nukes, and then Vigas arrives. Can he get any kills here? Nice shield from Godblack, helping to keep DK Phobos alive in this time, and PGG gets left to his own devices. They'll kill off the Bane. PGG will be the next one caught, and they will go down. They lose 4 in the end. Right when the Prophet Midas has just been purchased, M5, group up as 5. I mean, hey, I suppose it fits the name, but it doesn't really fit their position in the game. You go double Midas, you want to be a little bit more cautious about your fight selection, and they frankly just didn't realize that Nvmi were going for such aggression. Top lane was pushing a bit, didn't see anyone there. I think M5 will be better served by just spreading the map. There's only really the Centaur that can kill the Prophet. If he's not there, Prophet can just TP out. There's the Scarlet Mage Silence, but you can always just use the Teleport Scroll if you anticipate that coming, as they do dive PGG and kill off bottom lane. Just blink into a stomp, so. Now they know the dagger's online for Centaur. Got it right after that fight happened. Or maybe even in the midst of it. But yeah, M5 are just not strong right now. They didn't have a particularly fast mech. Would have been really nice to have in that fight and might have turned it. And with the double Midas, they're not quite online, but they're getting there. Vigas has Mask of Madness on the way, nearly completed that one. The Prophet, not too far off of his next item. I guess Tron may be going to go for Necro 3. Maybe a Force Staff, something along those lines. I don't really see him going for the Null Talismans or Blade Mail at this point. This is more of like a split pushing, classic stalling Prophet. And it suits their lineup because when the Chrono's down, M5 don't particularly want to fight, so he will use Trance to try and scout out any potential rotations. But now Tron's going to get caught. Stop, double edge, and see ya Tron. He'll actually be nuked down by Goblak, but didn't get the last hit. That does go the way of the Centaur. Well, Illidan rotates in. He's about to run into 4. They're coming from the right on M5. But Illidan's in good position to dodge away from this. He's still threatening for the backstab. Chrono, online. About to complete the Mask of Madness, Vigas is. And he'll start smacking this tower bottom lane. Got to expect Nvmi want to defend this. And the thing is, I don't know if M5 can kill Scandal before he gets off his ultimate. If they can't, they're going to lose a fight. But they don't actually initiate in time. They're waiting for the rotation to come in from DK Phobos. And he's just a little bit late. So they'll back off M5. Securing an objective and some additional gold in the tower. Still, just need to keep on farming. This goes late enough. Razor Void Prophet is... Oh, mid lane. They've jumped in on PGG. Spotted him out and... Yeah, with the clap after the Centaur initiation. No chance he gets out of that. But yeah, that's honestly an acceptable loss because Nvmi don't really do Roche quickly either. So even if they do win a good fight like that, get 1 kill, Roche will be slow, arduous work, during which time M5 can split push, can maybe pick off any heroes that aren't with the team. If they lose the Prophet or the Void or the Razor repeatedly, especially the Prophet and Void, that's where they can get into trouble. But as things stand, I think they're in good shape. They really need to get Vigas's Mask of Madness out, though. It's not only important for the solo kill potential, it also helps you to escape if they're diving you with Centaur Stampede, so... Would like to see them give him the Courier, so he can get that out. But he'll probably be getting it next. Meanwhile, Goblak going on a bit of a mission. He'll drop a ward near the bottom rune. And then retreats out. Trance still parading through the dire jungle. Nice hasn't been the otherworldly micro from Tron, but he has stepped it up recently over the past couple minutes. Focusing a lot on keeping tabs on Nvmi as much as possible. And it's one of those things where, like, even if the enemy sees the trance, or even if you don't see any heroes, it doesn't matter, because you still know where they're not. And it really limits where they could be, even if you don't have direct vision on them. Scandal. Going in mid. Clap will be there. Now they stampede. They actually want to go on this, but it's miscommunication because the rest of the team wasn't there. Blow Your Brain will get off his mech in time. That'll increase his armor, make it harder to bring him down. And while this split doesn't accomplish much, they're in trouble. 3-hero Chrono, well, no, 2-hero Chrono as well as the Wind Panda, but he gets swept up during this time, and that's going to prevent him from finding an easy kill. Still brings down the Scarlet Mage. Icarus plummets to earth, and now the chase is on. The look for DK Phobos. Support Sven doing work. Illidan looking to finish off Nexus here. The grip was attempted and instantly canceled just by killing him off. Still, Vigas hasn't been dealt with. He'll find another kill with PGG in tow. Looking for Scandal as well. This is going to be 4 down for the count. Not the smoothest execution by M5, but it's good enough. So maybe don't get the 4th kill. Still, they're getting some. And that's still without the Mask of Madness. Maybe even skips it. He may just go like straight Maelstrom at this point. That was some big time miscommunication. Right when the Panda claps and the shield breaks to reveal his invis, then they back, and then they Stampede to go in. They should have just said, you know what, we wasted Stampede. Let's just back. That was a very risky dive, and they pay the price. And now this is firmly an M5 game now, in terms of tempo and overall position. They've got the tower advantage early, they have the double Midas, they have the better split push. They have the lineup that can punish heroes that are off on their own with the Void. Nvmi, as mentioned earlier, have very few ways to cancel TPs, so it's difficult for them to punish split push as well. They don't have a Storm or Bat Rider, it's just the Centaur, and maybe the Scar of Silence to stop the Prophet TP, or teleportability, I should say, that can do anything here. So I'm really liking M5's position, not just in terms of raw numbers, but strategically as well. But that being said, Nvmi are going to look to push in. And PGG's here. He'll get the stun off. Only a Goblak to start. Now the Void comes in. Chrono will isolate Scandal. He doesn't have his ultimate, but it's cooling down soon. And there's just not enough burst damage from Vigas. He really needs that attack speed. In fact, they're going to turn on him. He may end up going down here to the Slark. He will. Oh, my kingdom for a Mask of Madness or any sort of attack speed. Tron will fall as well. The Chronosphere not followed up successfully. They do get the trade, though. Still killing off 2 heroes during this time, and it seems like perhaps Blow Your Brain is enough damage to win them this fight. For the time being, a 3-for-2 exchange. M5 searching for that additional kill. Can they get in range? PGG. Warcry in 2 seconds, but DK Phobos is blink. So that one's not happening. I'm really not sure why he's not buying the Mask of Madness. There is Scarlet Mage ult, which really hurts if you get hit by it in Chrono, but... I mean, you have the defensive sleep for Bane. And the Scarlet Mage isn't always going to be in position, and it's not like he's in every fight. So, well, I mean, we definitely see the downsides there of not going for either Mask of Madness, Maelstrom, or some other damage item. Was he just didn't get enough? He didn't have enough attack speed. Didn't get bashes in the chrono, and that got turned. Still ended up fine for M5, but it feels like in spite of the Void more than because of him. In good news for M5, though, they get a BKB on their Razor, and you look at this Nvmi lineup, and not only do they not scale particularly well in the late game, but they also don't have a ton against BKB. There's Slark's right clicks, but this is not a super farm Slark, and that's really about it. So pressure's got to be on them. I am not sure what's going on with my mouse. I think the wheel might be breaking. Sorry about the random zooming, guys. I'm not even moving it, but it just seems to have a mind of its own today. Turn my monitor turning off, the downstairs studio having trouble, the audio issues. It's just been one hell of a start to the day. That's okay. Things will heat up. Smoke from Nvmi. They move through the Radiant Jungle. Looking for Blow Your Brain. They will end up going in with the initiation, but he gets off the BKB, starts dealing Centaur damage. They've gripped him during this time, and the Chronosphere prevents reinforcement, so they get off a pretty long duration grip, and then they get the first kill. Now they're going to look for Godlike. The Primal Split will be here, but Blow Your Brain is hitting fairly hard. Plus 159 damage. Maybe not enough, though. M5 just unable to finish off targets. Blow just being controlled and kind of ignored in this fight. Well, the Sven gets picked off on the backside. But this is where Tron comes in handy. He's split pushing top lane. In the end, a 1-for-1 exchange. Chrono blown, Primal Split blown. Void will end up living through it. And Nvmi, I think most importantly, not taking objective on the back of that engagement. And now there's another way to control this brew. Jesus Christ. Another way to control this Brewmaster, as they do pick up an Orchid. This will make it even harder for him. Also really good against Slark. If he doesn't Dark Pact in time before you get off the Orchid, he is a sitting duck. And they're looking for Godlike bottom lane. Tron's TPing in behind enemy lines. He will silence Scandal and tries to finish him off, but they really should have gone for Godlike. Not sure why he went for the Brew instead, as Godlike had already popped his ultimate. I believe they had vision of that. Not 100% sure. Maybe he didn't realize the ult was still up. And the siege of the tier 2 bottom begins. In earnest. Stampede's ready, but remember, they're fighting against this without Brew Split. And that's difficult. They may try to go in. Chrono cooling down in 15. With the Warcry Siege potential, M5 very difficult to go on. But they will try for Blink. Quick BKB from Blow Your Brain reacts immediately. Then the Stormbolt will follow DK Phobos. This is going to guarantee a lot of damage stolen. To the right, Vigas is chasing, but he gets silenced. He can't actually get off his Chronosphere. And in the end, with the silence, maybe he will go down before he drops it. Well, he's got a chance to drop it now. The question is, does he want to? There's not much follow-up for this. He runs hither and thither inside of the Chrono, then decides to time walk away, leaving the Razor and the Sven, the Bane, to continue this fight alone. And that means they may end up losing it. But the Prophet's in the base top lane as the Bane drops. Already, he's nearly killed off the tier 3 tower. Tron's making his mark, leaving his mark. He'll silence the Slark, he'll TP out immediately. Nearly goes down! Woo-hoo-hoo! That burst damage. Greater than expected. They're not done yet. Blink onto PGG. Stops there. Double Edge can follow this one up, but they need some body blocks. Yeah, then with the clap, the Double Edge as well, PGG will be brought low. And Tron TP's in, but I don't know if he can turn this one. I think this Urn's going to tick PGG down. He should be very close to dying if so. If he ends up living. Stick charges in 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Can't get it off in time. Then Tron caught out. He'll pay for this as well. And Nvmi find multiple kills on the back of that engagement. But the split push. M5 are really taking advantage of the lack of stuns. And they push in the bottom lane. They'll take the tier 2 tower there. All three of their cores topping the net worth chart by a significant margin. Leading by about 9k gold. Trailing by 2k experience. Honestly, given the way this game started, I gotta say, Nvmi is playing fantastic Dota, yet it still feels like if M5 execute in the late game, it's going to be very difficult to overcome that. Especially with Void getting BKB now. You've no longer got the Scar of Silence to deal with him. And once he gets his next damage item or two, Mask of Madness into Maelstrom, whatever he wants to go for, a straight Assault Cuirass wouldn't be bad to synergize with the Razor, but point is, whatever that item is, once he gets it, he'll be getting solo kills in Chrono. Skyreth Mage would be ideal. Well, actually, will he? I think he can. I think with one other hero, he can kill most on M5. Chrono does remove the Brewmaster's passive evasion, so he's not as tanky as what he normally would be if he gets caught out. And the Midases are going to just continue to pay off. They've pretty much already paid. Well, especially the Void Midas has paid for itself by now. Top lane. On to Goblak they go. Vigas doesn't want a Chronosphere just yet, but he will do so now as the borrowed time starts to wear off, and looks like Goblak will end up going down. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, TP out from PGG. That defensive Stampede doesn't end up working out. Chrono for a kill. And with the Mask of Madness now online, it only gets easier from here. This honestly just feels like the lanes were too weak from Nvmi, but let's see if they can keep up this aggression in the mid game. Because they continue to fight very well from a deficit, but my biggest concern is, more than anything, like, objectives. They haven't really taken much. They'll look for Tron bottom lane, but he TP's out in time. And yeah, they didn't take the tier 1 top yet. The tier 1 bottom only now falls, while meanwhile they've lost all their outer towers but one. They've got a 3-tower disadvantage, and M5 are pushing it. Tron into the top lane. Clears out the wave. Vigas will join him for this. Blow Your Brain getting close to an Ags, and VMI feel the pressure. They're going to smoke. They got to keep on finding these kills. Just 1 or 2 here or there on supports, not good enough. They really need to bring down cores, as there's a jump in top lane. But it's not for the hero. It's actually just for the tower. And I'll take that. He can TP out if he wants to. There's your TP out. It isn't a 10-second BKB, but hey, free tower. Why not? This forced out a Primal Split meantime as they wanted to pursue PGG. Boulder toss onto him. Cyclone up onto the Razor, and it looks like they'll bring PGG down. Tanks a Mystic Flare. Now they'll go back for the Razor, but he does have BKB. No TP, unfortunately, so they might be able to continue pursuit on him. Not Static Linky during this time, and he tries to TP out. Will he get it? He does! Barely at that. Didn't even use his mech before TPing. Meanwhile, Nexus, perhaps not... Oh, he is going to be... No. Almost got out. Not quite, though. This forced the Brewmaster back, though, as the Nature's Prophet will continue to apply the split push. Tron. Nice defensive sprout while he makes his escape. He's got his Blink Dagger online now, and even if they feel like they can't take fights, they can just do that. Spread the map, find the pickoffs, and the Rat Dota continues. They will kill off Tron. Picked off by Goblak and DK Phobos. They combine for the Blink Double Edge Stomp combo. But still, time is on the side of M5. Maelstrom now up on the Void. Can complete a Mjolnir soon. Throw that on Blow Your Brain in the upcoming fights. Lots of firepower in these upcoming engagements. And despite the occasional pickoffs, their gold lead continues to accumulate. Now up by 13k gold. Only down a little bit of experience. And I'm thinking, at this point, Nvmi need a gigantic Slark. Like, Illidan has to get absolutely huge. He's working towards it with the Basher, but he'll need a lot more than this. Complete an Abyssal Blade, get the next big tank item, maybe if it goes back for an Eye of Scotty, something to help him live through initial Chronosphere. And he can't get Chronoed. If he gets Chronoed, then that's probably going to be a lost fight. He's looking for Illidan. Just use Dark Pack. Time Walk is there. And with the Mask of Madness fall, Illidan just melts inside the Chronosphere. 1 or 2 more batches, not even needed. As the Prophet silence, the Orchid will secure the kill. Easy does it for M5. And what do you do if you're Slark? Like, you have to split push. That is the only way to keep these lanes out against the Nature's Prophet. So I really can't even fault Illidan too much. He was a bit far out on his own, but that general idea is he's the only one on his team who can safely do it. Centaur can, but it's kind of slow, and he loses a lot of HP to do so. Smoke from Nvmi will continue, but it's Goblak leading the way, and no one's afraid of an Abaddon smoke gank. Teleport is still M5's best friend. Tron continues to clean up some ancients, and now comes the courier. Now BKB up on PGG. That's a support Sven with a BKB. I just want to emphasize that. This is a 4-position Sven with a completed BKB. 29 minutes in. I mean, we've talked a lot. I've talked a lot about the Void's damage output, but don't forget about Sven. Don't sleep on him. With God Strength, you just get, like, say, your completed Treads, your Drums. Maybe he goes for an Armlet or Mask of Madness next, and he will start to shred a lot of these heroes. And as a third core, 4th damage, I guess it's even a 4th damage dealer. That's more than More than enough. So M5 continue to farm it out, and pressure continues to be on NVMI. Gotta say, I'm really impressed by M5 so far. And it's exciting to see PGG on a lineup that's actually comfortable and feels like they have a plan B if they aren't winning every phase of the game. They won the lanes, they've been doing well since then, but their decision-making has been pretty solid. I haven't really seen them overextend, try to force fights they shouldn't. And anyone who's watched PGG historically knows that sometimes those things just happen with PGG, where he just forces the issue, at least in the offlane role. But he's, honestly, I gotta say, feel like he's more comfortable in the support position. They really want to go on him. Remember, he's still got BKB. They have to lead with the Blink Stomp and hit it, or they have to bait out the BKB. There's just no way they're killing him without it. Now the Chrono. Caught Illidan mid-leap once again. And the shield's not going to save you now, but the defensive Yule Scepter just might be enough to get him out of dodge. Now the Centaur comes in, looking for the Stomp combination. Will cancel out the grip. Now perhaps enough damage to turn this, but Blow Your Brain's going to work. With the stolen damage, he hits like a truck. Vigas trying to finish off Lil. Still chasing him, gets Boulder Toss. They'll Cyclone Vigas up, or they'll Cyclone the Razor up in the air while they try to deal with Vigas, who now heads to the north. Silence, quickly finished off. Mitt will go down. PGG, Blow Your Brain Nexus, all caught by a triple stomp. Just getting outplayed in the team fight is M5. But Blow has finally decided, you know what? I'm strong enough to take this anyway. You're out of heroes. I can win these slow, steady engagements. Looking for more, though. The blink in was there. The stomp attempted by DK Bubbles. One more right click. They get the kill. It's an ultra for Blow Your Brain. Oh, it was messy. Overall, Nvmi fought that one real well. 3-hero stomp. Can't ask for more than that. Good defensive heal. The defensive Yule Scepter by the Abaddon. Great item selection of Goblex. So when they chrono someone, he can just Yule's the Void up in the air. But the reality is, it just wasn't enough anyway. And this is still be for the real damage items. And that was like as close to a perfect fight as Nvmi are going to get. That's why I'm worried. If they ever get a bad fight, watch out. And here comes the split push from Tron. Once again, he's at it. They did take down the tier 3 at some point. Oh yeah, that was in the push earlier where the Treants were going for some backdooring, I believe. But yeah, this base is starting to crumble for Nvmi, and again, just no objectives for them. No Roshan, because they have really no Rosh killing potential on this team. Very little physical damage, no minus armor. They're a decent lineup at fighting the pit, but not at this point. Not against Chronosphere and BKB on the Void. Like, their options are just limited. They were supposed to... They had to... Well, I don't know if they were supposed to, but they needed to win the lanes, and they just didn't do it. And ever since then, they... Even out-fighting M5, it's been tough for them. But they'll look for Tron top lane. Lilith here, he can go for the silence and look to prevent this TP out. He'll begin to nuke him down. Tron now attempts to TP, but this will be a solo kill for the support Skywrath. Great plays from him. Prophet just was not expecting to be stalked for that long by an Invis Bird. Pays the price. "30 minutes in. Still comfortably in M5's court. And I'm wondering when they're going to look for some more aggression. Very close to an Aghanim Scepter. Already has the BKB mech as well as Ags. So once he picks up Refresher, don't see much of a reason for M5 not to force the issue more. They've got plenty of initiation from the BKB Sven, from the 4-staff Bane, and of course the Chrono. And they should not give up this rush without a fight. But do they know is going to be the question. Check out the Radiant Vision. They are a bit in the dark here. The lanes aren't that pushed in. But Nvmi currently only showing 1 hero. Actually showing 0 heroes on the map right now. This should definitely be a giveaway. But Roche drops low. Are they going in? PGG's getting ready for it. Blow Your Brain in through the front. He's going to Plasma Field. Roche, very low. Will end up going down. Aegis not picked up just yet. They'll give that one to the Slug. Then a 2-hero stop. PGG 4-staffed out, but he will BKB and try to turn this. Working on the Centaur doesn't matter. They've already lost 2. With the Prophet dying in the previous engagement, they're going to end up losing 3. Nvmi just flat out outplaying M5 by several orders of magnitude. Just getting caught out, giving up Roshan, not getting off good Chronospheres in a shape fight. Everything that could go wrong is going wrong for M5. And on the back of that amazing Centaur play, in particular from DK Phobos, multiple 2 hero stomps, 3 hero stomps, no hesitation from him. They may even try to break the base. I think they should, at the very least, try to force out these buybacks, which they are available right now. Razor's got a buyback. That's the big one. Void has a second life if he needs it, and he is waiting. But I think they need more. They'll have the Bane soon. Sven has no buyback available, and they don't want to be giving up a lane of Rex for nothing. They'll at least want to get a trade here top lane. And that's where the Chrono comes in. Focusing on the Scarlet Mage. Vigas will find his first kill. He can still BKB for the round 2 engagement. But now Tipo did TP'd in a bit too close as the Chronosphere ends, so he'll end up going down. They still grip Illidan though. They hold the Slark in position, but he's got Aegis. He'll be coming back after these messages for round 2. Damage being stolen from Scandal, no split available. It's up to the Slark to prevent further pursuit, and he'll do it with the leap in. Then the stomp again from DK Phobos. 3 hero stomp. This guy just keeps on delivering. And on the back of yet another big stomp, it looks like they'll end up killing off 3. The Nature's Prophet chose to join the fight, wasn't split pushing during that time. They might lose PGG as well here. He gets bashed once. He's got a BKB if he needs it. But that is a disastrous engagement. The Razor died, fought back, died again. And now they lose the first lane of Rex. The game's just crumbling for M5. Did I jinx them? I mean, I just really can't explain it. Honestly, just an outplay. Nvmi have just outplayed them hard. And a lot of it goes back to that Roche. Like, the worst possible timing for M5. Running in to get vision with the Plasma Field. And the second that they arrive at the pit, Roche dies. Aegis picked up by the Slark. DK Phobos gets a multiple arrow stomp. They just did not keep their vision up near the Roche pit. And even though Nvmi have a really bad Roche lineup, any lineup can Roche, eventually, if given enough time. And with Vlad's on the Panda, they were able to slowly whittle it down. This is not going the way that Nvmi, or that M5 envisioned. Nvmi are pulling a fast one on them. For those wondering, so far today, M5 is 1-0 on the first day of play. Nvmi, this is their very first game, so excited to see if they can continue to bring it. But so far, gotta say, so good. Still not all hope is lost for M5. They still have the Chrono. Void still continues his item progression, is the most farmed here, gets a Mjolnir. And they always have the split push of the Nature's Prophet. Nvmi still don't push well. Even though they have a lane of Rax up, I'd say that like makes things even. They need to be a lane of Rax up, but I wouldn't say it overwhelms them. Now the Chronosphere. On to Illidan they'll go, and they actually managed to catch out Godlike. This means that he won't be able to keep his Slark alive. This may force out a buyback, but Slark doesn't actually have buyback gold as he just completed his Scotty. This could be a disaster. Blink out to the south from the brew. He continues to scatter. And Vigas chases him, but this is buying time. This is just stalling for the Slark to return. Mask of Madness in 7. Blink Dagger up in 3, and I really don't think this is going to work out. They should have just been going for the high ground. M5 are missing out on an opportunity to either force the Slark buyback or potentially take a lane of Rex. They don't have Chrono, that's true. Yet, at the very least, they can do chip damage here. They wasted the entire Sven ultimate. Let's see if Razor's got it. He doesn't have his Ags yet with the buyback. It's really... Or sorry, not his Ags, his refresher. It's really delayed the double ultimate. Still, I think they'll take at least... They'll get the ranged. Question is, do they get more? They're feeling like this Slark could rebuy any minute. Maybe it's just waiting for the right moment to re-engage. Yeah, this is the third game of the event, guys, for those who are wondering. And we'll have 5 more today, 7 tomorrow. So, 15 total group stage games. I believe it's 15. Maybe it's 14. No, it's 15. So yeah, we got plenty of Dota coming your way today and tomorrow for Gameshow League. Also, just a quick reminder, Starladder Europe should be kicking off. You can check that out on twitch.tv/Dota Starladder_EN. And I believe we still have Starladder Southeast Asia going on. So plenty of Dota action coming your way here on Beyond the Summit. But Gameshow League will probably be the biggest event, as it is a LAN, and for the next few days, Starladder's still in its online phase. Hopefully we can get continue to have games play out without issues, and knock on wood that there's no internet problems once again. 5 minutes till Roche. Overall, feeling like Nvmi just need to keep up the pressure. Don't know if they want to wait for the next Aegis, but they should just keep the lanes out, try and find pickoffs occasionally with the Stampede, the Slark Basher. Soon to be an Abyssal Blade if he wants it. I'm not sure if he does. Illidan will push in the top. In through the north he comes. On the south side of the engagement will be M5 lurking. They've got Chronosphere ready. They could jump Illidan here, but this time around he would have his... Oh, actually, no. He doesn't have the Abaddon backing him up. So yeah, he needs to back. Without Goblex Abaddon there, if you get caught by a Chrono, you're just dead. Stampeding towards the bottom lane. They get vision on the Prophet, but too slow to get in range for a stun. Panda just can't do anything about that. Would have just wasted his ult for nothing if he had tried. And that's where, to me, at this point, Tron is probably the most important hero in M5. He's got to take those risks, but can't afford to get caught too often. Now completes a Hex, so not the most split push potential, but a lot of ganking power here and more disable against the Brew. If they can just kill him off, or the Slark, just chain stun him between Chrono, Hex, and Grip, then I think they just flat out win. Nvmi are not going to win a fight from a disadvantage against this much late game power. And more is coming soon. Blow Your Brain, he's got the money for the linkage, or the refresher recipe. He's very close to picking up his Perseverance as well if he wants to go for that. He already has it. The combo, maybe 3-4 minutes off. At which point, against 4 melee heroes, you don't burst him, you're losing. Can Nvmi keep the magic alive? They just seem to be outplaying M5 time and again. Ever since the laning stage, really. That was where M5 made their mark, and that's why they still continue to lead by a decent chunk. 7,500 gold lead, 10,000 experience. It's honestly not much of a lead for M5, considering that they went double Midas, and they're running the Prophet Void dual core, but yeah. The fact that they still lead it all just shows you that their lineup is better at spreading the map at this stage of the game. And that is also not taking into account the Razor buyback, which hurt them quite a bit. So it's actually pretty close gold-wise. My only worry is if this Void for Vigas just can't kill someone important during Chronosphere. His BKB is starting to run pretty low, down to 6 seconds. That's where the Eul Scepter of Goblack can be a big problem. Not to mention the shield, the heal, just anything to stall and wait out the Chrono. Rotation at top, PGG, too slow to BKB, instantly melted and finished off. Really nice Observer Ward here. And with no gem, they really don't have too much of a way to stop that. It's only the supports Fen, not the biggest deal in the world yet. Every kill just feels like it makes it more and more a comfortable game for Nvmi. As Goblack just begins toying with the Void. He'll perch off the double damage rune, courtesy of his Eul Scepter, and then retreats out. Is Vigas going in? He's thinking about it. I don't know if he can kill Illidan anymore in Chrono. Like he's gonna need follow-up for that. I'd say most likely the Razor, maybe a Fiend's Grip or a Hex afterwards. Just the Chrono maybe brings the Slark down to a little below half. Depending how many bashes he gets as well. And both teams seem very content to farm. 43 minutes in. Have seen... I mean, we can actually probably check the graph. Yeah, it's been 2 kills in the past, like 10 minutes, like 8 to 10 minutes or so. And that was after a flurry of kills for the 35 minutes before that. 30 minutes before that. And I think at this point you just look for Blow Your Brain to continue getting farm. Get him a heart, maybe an Assault Cuirass. Get him like 1 or 2 more tank items. And BOTs, of course. Can maybe replace this mech if the game goes on super late. And then if he gets to that point, the Void just needs to get a good Chrono. He doesn't actually have to kill anyone in it. Maybe gets the Skyrat, that would be nice, but... Razor can carry this, and eventually he will shred the Brew, he'll shred the Slark, he'll shred everyone. PGG wants to go in, but quick reactions there by Nvmi, and their deft fingerwork will get them out safely. As the Roshan standoff continues. This is where the Prophet always comes in handy. I'd say more so on Dire, because you have easier access to the pit, and when you push this top lane like this way, it draws them directly back from the pit, yet even on the Radiant side, it's still not bad. You at least pushing the top lane will force them off a bit. And for those who are just tuning in, Nvmi are up a lane of Rex. This happened a while ago, about 8-9 minutes ago. And back into the pit they will go. Void's off near the top lane, and I guess this means they're just going to forfeit the Roshan. This is costly for M5 to just give it up for nothing. PGG actually thinking about going in, but Roche drops low. And with the concussive shot there, this is going to be risky. Are they going to go for the Aegis Snipe? Brew will blink forward. Snap splits right after his Shiva's Guard was popped, and well, now it looks like M5 are forced to engage with the BKB from PGG. It's not really going to amount to much. Now getting focused, he just gets melted by the Slark. The Mystic Flare finishes him off. Where's that damn Void? He's not joining the fight just yet. He's on the southern ramp and just decides that he can't go in, so it's up to Blow Your Brains to do it all alone. He's going to BKB, TP out, gets critted low, but this buys time for the Prophet. Just enough to push in the lane. He won't actually do too much damage to a tower, or to a Rex, though. Remember, this range for X fell earlier. M5 just a little bit hesitant about what they want to do. Like, they wanted to split push top with the Void and the Razor, then they decided to contest Roshan. But PGG wanted to go in. His Blink Dagger got cancelled by a Scarlet Mage concussive shot, then he was getting right-clicked by this Panda aspects. And his BKB was just didn't help him get into the pit. And by the time they tried to fight, it was already too late. So now we see a Slark with an Aegis. This gets a bit scary. Will Void turn on this one? He's got Chronosphere available, but he knows with Godlike sitting back, he's just got to run. Now bashed. The leap won't work because, of course... Oh, he gets bashed again! He can't get off the Chrono! Oh, the double bash! No, that's not an Abyssal Blade, just a pure double bash. And I think Nvmi, safe to say, have finally clawed this game back in their control. M5 yet to find a single good fight with Chrono and Razor, with Aegis, or sorry, with Refresher and BKB. They still haven't combined those two, but they'll go for a little Rat Dota here, sniping the Dire Courier, then blanking to TPing away. They also have been unable to force Rax, even when they go for the split push, it doesn't get all the way to the base. And now it's to the point where Illidan, his item advantage is piling up. Abyssal Blade's now complete. He'll have some gold in the bank for another big item, and there's 5k banked for the Void, not making any use. Not doing much for him when it's just sitting in his bank. He does need to save for buyback, because one more bad fight and that's probably game, but he has to need more items at this stage. As Scandal gets... Well, who's caught whom is the question. Scandal's pretty tanky. I don't know if Tron should be looking to chase this one. We'll end up backing off. The big objectives are now coming for Nvmi. They'll take the tier 2 bottom, they push for the high ground, looking for more. Looking for their second lane of Rax on the back of this. Remember, they still have Aegis and Illidan, but the rest of the team is nowhere near. Boots of Travel is available on Scandal, though, so he can come in at any time and look to turn this. As PGG blinks forward, he will get caught by the latch, and the Stormbolt will be disjointed by a really well-timed Shadow Dance as Nvmi beat their retreat. M5, completely out of sorts. I think they thought they had this game too. They were just content to farm. They had double Midas. You've got Prophet Void. I mean, how can anything go wrong? Not to mention a farm Razor, but they just haven't found that good fight. And this is where Godlike Abaddon has just been, I don't know if I'd call it the ultimate counter to the Chrono, but a very solid way to deal with it. His Yule Scepters, his heals, the Force Staves. He's like a walking frustration center for the Void. Every single tool he brings to the fights serves to make that Void as miserable as possible, and that's where you'd love for PGG to be the one that starts fights. Doesn't have BKB online as he gets caught out in the river by Illidan. Bashed once, will end up going down. And Nvmi push forward. They'll clean up the tier 1 top. This is going to be dead for sure. This game is falling apart. It's nearly Nvmi's at this point. They need a good Chrono on the side of M5 to try and turn this one around. Razor will get caught out. I think he's got double ultimate if he wants to use it, but if he gets bashed too much, he pops the BKB, has used the first ultimate, he's got Refresher, but needs to mech up, has no chance of living through this. Where's that Chrono? Vigosh just not saving his buddy. Now the gem hits the deck and he just abandoned ship. That's 3 down. They're looking for more on the Void. He's got BKB, he's got Chrono, but he will pop the BKB right around the time when he gets bashed. Still chasing forward for more. At some point, you just gotta say, screw it, man, I'm Chronoing. They really should have just had the Razor. Pop the mech, pop the Refresher, Chrono, well, the double ulti's going off, and unfortunately, he just got... I think he was planning on it. Then he got bashed a second time, and Vigas was like, screw it, I can't save you, man. Now it's 2 lanes of Rax. It might just be game. Nvmi, are they looking at any buybacks here? There's no buyback on Razor. Bane, no buyback either. So 2 heroes on the sidelines for 20 seconds, but they're going to slow roll it. Gem's still chilling on the floor. They'll collect that on their way out. Goes to DK Phobos. And despite having the profit, M5 still can't find that first lane of racks. They just never have the lanes pushed in enough. Nvmi have done a nice job. Push out the side lanes, then go for the fight. And leave as few openings as possible for Tron. Great performance overall for them. And frankly, a game that didn't look winnable. But they've just dug deep, basically. And I am wondering what M5 is feeling like right now. This is tough. I mean, at this point in the game, it's 50 minutes in, and if you haven't been able to execute your team fight, it starts to feel like, when is it going to happen? If not yet, then when? And now things get real tough. Now you're at the point where all the cores of Nvmi are getting too tanky to kill during Chronosphere. Illidan up to 3k HP, 21 armor. Of course, the Abaddon's defensive kit, as mentioned earlier. Scandal City on 35 armor and 2700 HP. Even the Centaur, 4000 HP, 30 armor. They will Stampede just to make sure that their God Black Abaddon makes it out safely. And they'll let the creeps begin to do the rest on the top lane. Still haven't taken the tier 1 here. That's been due to the Prophet, constantly pushing that lane in. He's even going to TP into the Dire Jungle. Will Scandal find him? Or will Nexus find him, for that matter. Might catch Scandal out here. No, I'll back off. And they will get their first initiation here. Onto the Sven they go. BKB is there, and he will continue to run away with the Warcry move speed. Illidan leaping forward. Almost has a completed butterfly. He's like 100 gold off from it. Yeah, he could buy it now if he wants to, but would be wise to save for buyback given the state of the game. Of course, Chronosphere does remove evasion, but I think we're at that point now. We're just having bonus armor, which you do get from the agility. Not to mention the attack speed. Very nice to have on the Slark. You steal their stats faster, which means your next attacks come even quicker, so it really accelerates your ability to turn these engagements. Forget about the evasion. I think it's just a great item in general at this stage. And the best part for Illidan is he's never had to go BKB. In fact, you look at Nvmi, they haven't gone for any BKBs this game. And now Goblack's become the ultimate nuisance. He's got an Ethereal Blade, so he can use the Void during Chrono if the BKB is not used by the Void. He can Ethereal Blade a teammate who's been caught out. There's no way to purge this on M5, and they're in trouble. Stormbolt's there, but DK Phobos will blink forward over the path of the Stormbolt, so they immediately kill off the Sven. Now they look for more. Then the Chronosphere coming out, and this time he hurts. The Void smacking down one, looking to finish off Ability, can't quite get the kill. The defensive Ethereal Blade from Goblack will keep him alive, and this is all going wrong. Blow your brain, just melted by Illidan, overrun. They lose the Void as well on the backside of the engagement. Pursued out, they'll drop 4. This can probably be straight down the mid from here, and Goblack's done it. The brilliant defensive Ethereal Blade, saving his teammate, turning the fight. And the Void just doesn't have the follow-up in Chrono. I mean, it feels like he should with a Razor who's got a refresher Ags, but at this point, Nvmi they're way past the stage where that's scary. Every single hero is sitting on like 2.5k HP, 25 to 40 armor, sometimes evasion. It's just too much beef in the front lines. Nvmi ordered an extra side of beef, and now they end it. They'll go down the mid lane. It's going to be our third game going their way, so M5 will be 1-1 after this. Nvmi 1-0 as we head towards the fourth game of the day of 8 total to come. So getting close to that halfway point. The GG will be called PGG. Gets the stun on 3, but no follow-up. And on that note, it's a wrap. Nvmi, Goblack, and co do it. And I gotta say, for me, Goblack's the hero of this game. Him, as well as DK Phobos. Amazing Centaur stomps to carry them through the mid-game, and that great defensive Abaddon play to take them through the late game. The defensive Ethereal Blade was fantastic. The Yule Scepter was great. He frustrated the Void, and M5 just they took too many bad fights around the Roche Pit. They still showed up late to the second one. The first one they just basically gave away for free, and they never were able to take racks. Feels like they could have played this one better, but credit to Nvmi. They played amazingly well, and now they find themselves 1-0. And guys, with that being said, that is going to wrap up our third game of the day. Fourth game coming up next. That match is going to be... drumroll, please. please. Na'Vi versus HR. So that will be our 4th match of the day. We've got a total of 8 coming your way. Stay tuned, guys. You're watching Beyond the Summit's coverage of Game Show League at DreamHack Moscow. We'll be back.